Hey listeners, you're listening to the Midnight Readers podcast. Grab some tea, a midnight snack, and cuddle up in bed as we dive deep into today's most popular fantasy, sci-fi, and mysteries. We're your hosts. I'm Lily.
I'm Brittany.
And I'm Christy.
This season, we're stepping into 3 standalone worlds. Right now, we're diving into a gothic historical mystery filled with secret societies, obsessive research, and enough old documents to make our resident archivist and historian feral. That's right. Grab your passports and wooden stakes. We're hunting Dracula.
Some people inherit family heirlooms. Some inherit generational trauma. And some inherit a centuries-old mystery involving vampires. And apparently this podcast. Welcome to a world of dusty archives, midnight research sessions, and the kind of obsession that starts with curiosity and ends with you crossing international borders, asking questions that might just get you killed.
In this episode, we'll be discussing The Historian, chapters 49 through 64, where we find out what potentially happened in Vlad's final days, as well as the fact that the Sultan's Crescent Guard is still active and Turgut is one of them. Plus, we briefly get the one-bed trope, oatmeal style.
Before we get into it, this is your warning for major spoilers ahead. This includes all 3 standalone novels we'll be covering this season and any fan discussions we find online. We're also avid fans of the Moss universe and might accidentally let spoilers slip for other popular romantasy book series as well. Sorry in advance. Like the books, this podcast is rated R, so be warned.
Also, a friendly reminder to please like, subscribe, and follow. You can find us on Instagram, Threads, Facebook, and YouTube. And if you want some bonus content and behind-the-scenes chaos, join our growing community on Patreon.
Alrighty, so let's get started. We have a lot to go through in this section, including Turgut revealing a major secret, Helen and Paul's trip to Bulgaria, and the history behind Vlad's final days and potential resting place. But let's start with chapter 49, which I have titled Gross Shit to Share with Your Daughter.
For real.
Oh.
So thoughts about this chapter?
I was like, no. Even more no. Because I'm also thinking about Paul as a parent figure. I don't want this sex scene at all. Not that it's even as little as we're getting, it's closed door. I don't want it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My thought was, what is the purpose of this besides us knowing that she has the dragon tattoo, which is interesting. Don't get me wrong. But it does make me question, is there anything in this chapter that is pertinent to the story? I felt like we could have skipped it. I was a little grossed out by his description. Not that it's not romantic or something.
It is not romantic. He pointed out her signs of age and compared them to cobwebs.
We've talked about how bad Paul is at describing Helen, and it continues. That's all I'm going to say.
At this point, I am assuming Paul has never had any.
This was Paul's first time, and that's why he wrote an epic poem about it.
Ugh.
But that's what's so fucking weird. So on the one hand, he didn't keep anything really of Helen's, nothing to show for his daughter to see. But he gives her a letter about getting her mother in the sack.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
No, I don't want that as a child. I would not fucking want that. I would.
Ew.
Yeah, it was very gross.
Ew.
Yeah. So I feel like this was just something to torture the reader.
It was intense. It was an intense read inside Paul's head.
Mm-hmm.
And I was happy to move on from it, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But moving on is to Mr. Arizen, who gets attacked again, because apparently the Crescent Guard sucks ass at their job.
I wasn't sure if the guards were part of the Crescent Guard or whatever it's called. I thought that the
guy that was guarding him, you mean?
Yeah, it was just the bookstore owner and Turgut.
Mm-hmm. But either way, they should have hired or had somebody else more responsible help him. I agree with it.
I agree. Though when you tell somebody, hey, you need to watch this person, for how long are they watching them? And they can't like nap for 2 seconds and they can't go outside, maybe go to the bathroom. They need other helpers. They
like
should have had more than one person looking after this guy.
Yeah, they need like a changing of the guards moment. Like, you take 8-hour shift, I take 8-hour shift.
But then again, like, what if somebody goes to the bathroom? It's the same thing as, as soon as you take your eyes off of him, he's getting attacked.
Well, I guess they're going to have to go to the bathroom together.
Well, why not have 2 guards? Put 2 guards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
One can go outside and the other can watch. And this poor fucking old man is just getting the shit bit out of him.
Yeah, poor guy.
They should have just killed him to begin with. They just tortured him first.
And is this Dracula or the evil librarian?
Evil librarian.
It's got to be.
I don't think he warrants a Dracula visit. Yeah.
Yeah. He's not that important.
Yeah. That's like a celebrity.
This is just like revenge. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not good enough for Dracula to eat. I'm sorry.
Pretty much.
Do you know who my dad is?
Right?
That's right.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. You have no Michelin stars. Zero stars on Yelp.
Oh my God. So we also kind of go over the letter that Salim found, which has a lot of information. But one of the pieces that I thought was kind of interesting is that it talks about that the Sultan appoints a new patriarch of his choosing for the other churches.
Mm-hmm.
And that they have to submit their charters.
That's pretty normal.
Of other religions, which I thought was kind of...
Well, I mean, he took over the region. He can't just it makes sense because he took over the region. He's going to put people in power who are going to be loyal to him.
Okay, but that's my question, though, is how would you know who's going to be loyal from those other religions?
That's the idea, right? Is you just put people that you know in charge of it. That isn't necessarily... They're not necessarily like religious leaders that everybody knows and trusts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or probably even of that religion.
Who knows? I mean, I'm sure it's kind of like stacking the Supreme Court.
Well, the reason I ask is that because of later on, and we'll talk about it a little more then, but when they take the relic out, could that person have played a role in helping them get that out?
Yeah, I guess it depends.
Okay.
I don't know. I did have, when we were reading this letter, I did have this thought of, like, they were talking about the dragon that they found in the book in Hungary. And Salim was like, I think it was Salim. It's like, I wish I could have seen it. And I was like, damn, if this mystery was playing out in today's time, we would have like a Reddit board, and this mystery would have been solved like in 2 seconds. Like, just use the internet.
Sad but true. Yeah.
Like, ooh, look what I found. Here's a picture. Phone camera, like camera phones, and there would be no stealing of the research because it would all be backed up in the cloud.
Yeah, true. It'd be cross-posted across a bunch of Reddits. A bunch of people would have really bad takes on it, and then there'd be 2 really good takes.
Yeah. That's probably why we don't really see Dracula anymore. He probably went ahead and staked himself and was like, fuck this, the world sucks. I'm out.
He was like, that's enough for me.
Dracula thinks that the world is too harsh.
Yeah.
Or too bad.
Taking my toys and going home.
I don't blame him.
I would, if it were me, I would have like, I'm going to take a sleeping pill, and when I wake up in 100 years, things better be better.
Right?
Yeah.
I was a little surprised Turgut was helping them with money at first.
I was surprised at first, too. I was like, oh, he's got money? What?
Handing it out. But then we find out that he's part of the Crescent Guard. And I guess that's where it comes from, is some sort of like central funds, maybe?
I assume that these are families that have had money for a while because they're part of the Crescent Guard. That was my first thought, is because they've been passing this down for so long, they they must be families that are of like a high social standing.
Yeah.
Probably either they pool their resources or they continue to support one another in some way. So, yeah.
I don't know. For me, it sounded like they said that they scraped together some money.
Maybe they did. I don't know. I missed that.
Although it does turn out that I liked it and then I didn't like it. They fucking ruined it. So at first I liked it because Turgut's grandfather inducted his daughter into the Crescent Guard because either, I can't remember if he didn't have a son or he just didn't have a worthy son.
He didn't have a son.
So he inducted her, which I fucking love that. And then I found out her mother killed a bitch. Killed a wolf.
I'm sure she killed a bitch too, considering what we see Turgut do.
She sounds cool, although I am sad she killed a wolf. But if Dracula is disguising himself as wolves, maybe it's reasonable.
No. You cannot judge them all by one.
Maybe she thought it was Dracula. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe she is stupid.
What if the wolf was attacking her when she killed the wolf?
Doesn't matter.
So
then she did something to get him to attack her.
Damn.
So if a wolf attacked me or Lily, you would hate us for defending ourselves?
Oh, fuck. See, now you made it hard.
Just saying. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's Dracula's fault. Let's just blame Dracula.
I'm good with blaming Dracula, but I did read this and I went, ooh.
Yeah, I immediately thought of Christy. I was like,
damn.
Yeah. Only one sentence and I was like, oh, Christy's gonna hate that.
Fine. The two of you are part of the very few that I would side with over the animal. In most situations, I will always side with the animal.
Although it takes a lot of effort. Did you guys see my meme?
No.
Hold on, I haven't scrolled
in the notes.
Oh, shit.
Let's see.
That's good. Did you do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I tried to find the gif of where she says, "How old are you?" But I couldn't find the "just how old are you" gif. So I found the whole "how old are you?" 17. How long have you been 17? And then I just changed it.
That's brilliant. We need to post that. We definitely need to post that.
For the listeners, it is the Twilight. If you couldn't figure that out, Twilight, Bella and Edward scene in the woods. It's how old are you? Not 500 years old. How long have you been not 500 years old? A while.
It just immediately came to me when Helen was like, "How old are you?" And I was like, 17. I couldn't help myself.
Nice. I love it.
Oh, man. And then he was like, "Don't worry, I'm not like 500 years old or something." And I was like, well, that's a shame. But no wonder he was so fond of Mehmed, like when he was talking about him. I mean, he's like, his whole life is like sworn to being fond of Mehmed.
Anybody else getting annoyed with how, I know that he was referred to this, I guess, in real life, but the way he was talking about Mehmed, it was his glorious, his exaltedness. And I was just like, shut up already. He's dead.
But now it makes sense why he talks like that, you know?
Yeah. It does, but it was a little sad because it sounds like that particular group is kind of aging out and there's not a whole lot behind them. Like they do have some younger members, but not a lot. So when he was like, any disloyalty or revealing ourselves could result in immediate death. And I was like, by who? Someone with a cane? Why? It's that big of a deal.
I don't know. I'm sure that vampire killing kit he's got will also just kill a human. So.
I mean, Turgut certainly knows how to kill a person and apparently cover it up.
Yeah.
He does, but he kind of had to sit on the stake to get it through. I mean, he was all but riding his friend. And that is after the poor guy is attacked a third fucking time. After having been attacked a second time.
Yeah.
And the guard fucked up. This guy, what did he do?
He called he just went out for something, and then he called the doctor.
To call a doctor or something.
And he wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
So he's been attacked, and you step outside. What? I don't understand. These are like the dumbest guards ever.
I don't know what happened.
I mean, to be fair, if you're going to step outside, do it during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't know what happened, but either way, that guy's been killed.
Yeah.
He's gone. He's out of the picture.
Yeah.
And Turgut and Salim had to basically kill him before he rose again.
Yeah, because they were like, if he dies naturally, he will become a vampire. So
they had to get on top of him and penetrate him.
Oh my God. He used a brick.
Really push it in. Like, you know.
They rode that stake like it was a champion horse.
Jesus Christ. Jesus.
Oh, man. But, I mean, to be fair, getting a piece of wood through skin and bone, it's gotta, yeah.
That's hard. And, like, depending on where they're staking him, like, I guess, like, the heart area, it's really hard to get through the breastbone. It's, like, notoriously difficult.
I mean, they aren't Buffy. They don't have the strength of Buffy.
That's right.
No, but maybe Salim, like, sat on Turgut, who then sat on the stake.
So it's a threesome.
Each body weight, yeah.
Okay, forget the Paul and Helen sex scene, though, or sex poem.
Please.
What the fuck is with Cornflake and our narrator having a sexy moment in this random room?
It's a one-bed trope. Your favorite.
Oh, well, I mean, she's a child. I didn't want to read this. I was like, what are you doing? I was like, what do you mean? You guys just met each other. What are you doing?
I too was like, oh, it's the one bed trope, but ew, they're kissing. Ew, lovemaking. Ew.
Okay.
I couldn't tell. Did they actually have sex or did they?
That's what I was going to ask.
I don't think they did.
I feel like they didn't.
I don't think they did.
Yeah.
Because she literally says something like they couldn't take any more clothes off because they had stuff to do.
And I was like, this is why you don't shelter your kids.
Why? Because they won't have sex.
Honestly, her saying we had shit to do, I was like, that's a little too adult. Like, this poor girl.
I feel like she ended up in this situation because she didn't know better. And then she went from holding hands to, oh my God, he kissed me, to he's taking off my clothes. This is why you shouldn't shelter your kids.
Here was my confusion, though, is that, so when she said she couldn't take off her clothes, I couldn't tell if it was like, we can't take off any more clothes because I want to get to the sex part and I can't wait. I just got to go. Or if it was like, we have shit planned for the rest of the day and I'm done. Like, you had your moment. You didn't fulfill it. Let's go.
I did not think that it was something she was not into. I think it was implied to be consensual between them. But I think they were both just like, we're not going to. Because he looks at her and he's like, you're just a kid. And I was like, ew, first of all. Second of all, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't need to be having sex right now.
I'm pretty sure that he is over the age of 18. He's in college somewhere.
Is he?
Sometime. He's 18, 19, 20-ish.
Yeah, he's at Oxford,
and
yeah. She's
16, 17.
We decided 16 or 17.
And there is no Romeo and Juliet law at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't necessarily think...
Not that they fit the Romeo and Juliet law, but... Sorry, go ahead.
My problem is not necessarily the ages. I thought he was close to her age, like maybe like 18, 19. But more that, one, I don't want to read this because she really is so innocent and doesn't like know anything about this. Like, she was excited to hold his hand.
She was.
And then two, again, I don't quite see the purpose of it. I'm like, okay.
I agree.
I don't know. It felt icky.
It did.
Mm-hmm.
It felt a little icky. And I do think it's a little weird that he was like, you're just a kid, and then like he didn't know what to do with himself, you know? Like he felt
You're
weird.
You're just a kid, let me take your clothes off. Ew.
That's when he stopped, though. That's when he stopped, because he was like, you don't know what you're doing, do you?
Does he know what he's doing? Because obviously...
I don't know. I just like, what would Paul say, narrator?
I don't know. Paul just got through telling her how he got her mother in the sack. So
seriously, like,
just saying.
Yeah.
Ew.
I don't know if he's the best one for advice.
I don't know. I don't think that they should be ashamed of the sex aspect, nor that they should pretend that she doesn't know anything about it. But I don't know. This just all felt weird to read.
I don't know. My parents know that I know about sex. We still don't talk about it. They don't tell me about their sex life.
Oh, I would hope not.
I don't want to know about their sex life.
My parents don't have sex anymore.
They don't need
They haven't
to
for like 40 years.
I think there's a healthy middle here. Like, I don't need to know about my parents' sex lives, but I also think we should be comfortable saying things to our parents. You know what I mean? You should feel comfortable talking to your parents, but you don't have to talk about the gory details. Like,
my mom might be okay, but my dad would be. He is like that old school. Sex doesn't exist for anything except for,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah. To be fair, this is probably, this is like 65, 70s where we are in the book. So I'm sure it's just not the time to be talking to your dad about sex.
I think Paul is probably more likely to talk about that kind of stuff than my dad is.
If even now.
Yeah, he would be cooler.
Maybe, yeah. But I definitely think for a young girl, talking to your mom is easier than talking to your dad.
Yeah.
All right. So they leave there. They go to Bulgaria.
But they assign him a supervisor, which...
Supervisor.
Like...
Yeah, what's his name?
Ranov?
Yeah, Ranov.
Maybe
Renov, I think. I thought it was Reznov for like 4 chapters or something, and then I realized it was not. It's like Renov or something like that. I was spelling it wrong and everything.
Huh. They say it so fast in the audiobook that it never really registered. I mean, when they said it, I was like, that's the supervisor. But I'm going to continue to call him the supervisor because I was like, I don't know how to say it.
He's their handler,
yeah.
You know? He's the one that's babysitting them.
Spy. That is a sucky ass spy. He's like, oh, pretty girl. Let me go hang out with her. I know I'm supposed to.
That was creepy.
A man is a man.
Yeah. He's like, I know I'm supposed to be watching y'all to figure out what kind of research you're doing, but I'm going to go talk to her. And then at the party, he's like, yeah, I'm going to hang out with her some more and maybe just hang out with these other people. And then when they go to that library, he's like, this is boring. I'm just going to hang out in the stacks and just kind of loiter. And
for someone who's supposed to make sure that they're not doing like political stuff, he's not doing a good job.
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to go take a smoke.
He's not, but I kind of felt like he was doing just enough to let them fuck up.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like it was like maybe they needed that information too. So he let them go long enough to see if they could figure it out. Because maybe their side is looking for it. But
that's what Helen says is she was like, oh, don't worry. When her and Paul kind of walk off a little bit, that first meeting with Stoichev, they walk off into the woods and she's like, oh, someone's definitely still following us, even though he's not here. And Paul's like, oh, really? And she's like, yeah, we'll probably see him in a minute. And she's like, why do you think that they're following us? Like, why are they letting us do what we want, but still following us? And it's because they want to know what we know or if we're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
This is
what do they want with Dracula? I was like,
Well,
who is he working for? What's he after? Why is this information important to him? How do they know that he's looking at this information? So confused. I had so many questions.
Yeah.
all I could think of was the Nazis' experiments during World War II and how this must be. It's supposed to be, I think, kind of a callback to that, kind of related in a way.
Like finding a weapon?
That's what I think. Yeah, kind of
You
like
better do what we
having
say, or we're
all
gonna
of the weapons at your disposal.
You better do what we say, or we're gonna sick Dracula on you.
Well, not really that, but like she says that wouldn't it be great if Stalin could have lived forever, for example. And I think this is just one of those examples. Like, then, as far as I understand, the Nazis did a lot of experiments on health and trying to understand the human body more and how far the human body could go before it gave out. And I think this is related to that in a way. That was what my thought was.
I will say, when we first meet the handler, I believe Paul says that his face reminds him of something, but he can't recall what it is that he reminds him. And I was like, did he lose his memory too?
Yeah.
Is this amnesia at work? Did somebody slip him the amnesia potion, which we did get confirmation, sort of?
I don't know. I think Paul, as an academic, is poorly lacking in observational skills.
My thought was that maybe he looks like one of the librarians that was like following him, or possibly Dracula in some way.
Oh no. I don't know. But there's got to be something about him, but
I don't know.
Yeah. Dude had a real disdain for the Bulgarian people too, because when they head to the library and he has to take the older professor with him, he's like, no, he can take the bus like the other Bulgarians. And I was like, there was a lot of disdain in that sentence.
Well, there's always disdain for pieces of shit little people like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're fucking miserable little jackasses, you know?
And I was like, is he not Bulgarian too? Like,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if they sent him, maybe, just to meet them there. It was just odd. Even Stoichev's like, of course, his house sounds amazing, but
it does.
The exile was kind of weird because the exile felt really fucking nice. Like, I would like to be exiled if that's what it is.
Yeah.
But it's odd to me that they would have exiled him and then still...
Yeah. Allowed people to see him.
Especially his students. Wouldn't that put them at risk?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was confused about that.
The exile, for me, it depends on the type of person I think you are. Because, like, as an academic, he would want to research whatever he wants and publish and whatnot. And that's the stuff that he isn't getting. It's not that and he can't teach. Like, for a lot of people to be able to have the thing that they love taken away, that is their exile. And that was how I kind of looked at it. Not necessarily the fact that he's just now stuck in this house with his niece and whatnot.
But he still has his research.
Well,
he has his books. I don't think that he really goes out much and like does research. They're allowing him to do it because of Paul and Helen. And they were told that Paul and Helen gets whatever they want. So,
well, this is my thought. What we were talking about earlier about how they allow Paul and Helen to do this because it's potentially something they want. I think it's the same with Stoichev, which is we'll keep you around and we'll let you live your life so that when we need you, you are there and you can do research for us, or we can use you in the way that we need to use you. In a sense, he's being used right now for their needs, which is he's helping them research Dracula.
Yeah. Although
that's my thought.
I just thought that as far as the exile goes, they probably make it for the person to make it as punishing, I guess, as possible for them without actually making it uncomfortable. I don't know how the word is, but
I would think that they would take away his books and like all kinds of stuff, but they didn't.
And not let him meet with his students. You could slip him stuff.
Yeah, I was surprised.
The supervisor guy did say, he was like, I do think that he's been allowed to keep too much.
Yeah, he did say that.
Well,
that's true.
He's not at the pay grade of being able to think, so he needs to just shut the fuck up and do what he's supposed to do there. Do your job.
Oh, but he doesn't even do that.
God. He's so creepy.
Oh my God.
He's so fucking creepy, especially with Stoichev's, was it niece?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, come on now.
Oh, when Helen tells him off, I was like, go girl, go. Like, speak.
Yes. Helen is such a highlight.
Well, and the fact that it's because of her brain and her knowledge that they really connect with Stoichev. And
yeah,
I love how Paul tries to take credit for that as well. Not sole credit, but like it gave us credentials. And I was like, no. Because of Helen's knowledge, that is what gave you credentials with him. But come to find out, though, Stoichev also has a book as well.
Another man.
When I was like, I swear to God, if he pulls out a book, motherfucker. I was like, damn it.
Yeah, and I was like,
Helen's probably feeling like, where's my book?
Yeah.
I know.
Like, who didn't get a book? Who didn't? If you didn't get a book, please raise your hand.
Right? Like, what?
But if what we have theorized is actually true, she wouldn't get a book because she's part of Dracula's lineage and those books are her enemies. So,
oh, true. Fair enough.
But also the funny thing is,
she's so cool though.
It makes me wonder how this book has remained secret. If so many people got it, like
so many people have it.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about the book, they finally find out from Stoichev. Mm-hmm. Is that his name? Stoichev. They finally find out from Stoichev who Iviranu is, which he was a printer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, he probably printed the books.
Did he make the books? I had the same reaction. I was like,
yeah.
Is this the guy? Is he alive and making books? Is he distributing them? Or was this like, did he, is this the head of the anti-vampire?
I feel like he's probably gone. Yeah, I had the same thought. It's like, this guy's printing books to get Dracula to get his ass. He knew the books would last.
Yeah.
Somehow. He's doing something with the books. I think it's him.
How many are there?
Yeah.
Apparently quite a few. And apparently, I guess they somehow bring them to that same point. Really quick, though, because we're kind of in between like Stoichev's story. We have chapter 56, which is very short.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, Barley, who is now her cousin, they find Paul, or at least his room.
Ew.
And so...
Who is now stated to be her cousin. Not actually her cousin. Not her cousin.
It gives another meaning to the term kissing cousins, right?
God.
But yeah, they find Paul's room, and she says... It stuck out to me because she says that her father was never like the type to like leave his shit around the house. And I was like, is there a problem?
Yeah, I know, right? She's like, when they were talking, they were like, unlike the other
men,
unmarried or widowed men who don't have a woman in their life to keep their shit together. And I was like, have you seen my room? I
was like, you leave my pile of clothes alone.
Like, I'm sorry, what? Is that a pile of clothes on the back of a chair?
Excuse me.
Maybe. Oh.
Literally.
That's why Paul was so fascinated with Helen when she was taking her clothes off. And instead of just throwing them on the floor, she literally took the time to put it like on the back of a chair. And he's like, oh, that's sexy. That's nice. Do it again.
He was like, she's neat and clean.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Biggest turn on ever.
Let's see here.
But Paul's not in his room. Where do we think Paul is?
He's hunting Dracula.
In the monastery, I guess?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he's at that St. Matthew's. I think seems like where everything is going to
kind
of come together. I think. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I think so too.
Okay, so here was my thing about what that Iviranu?
Iviranu.
Okay. The one question I had about that is that, so he said it's a scholar and a printer at Snagoff that did that, but he doesn't know who the abbot was. So how do you know that much? Like the printer that's there, but you don't know a major abbot that was there as well. That was a little confusing.
He was also the first printer in Romania. And when you're the first of something, that kind of stuff tends to spread, be more widely known.
Yeah, I see your point. You would think that the abbot would be similarly documented, but maybe it just slipped his research because he didn't need to know it. I'm not sure.
Possibly, but in this chapter, he talks about he has a friend, Angelov, that he found a manuscript from the 15th century, and during his attempt to publish it, he ends up dying. And so Stoichev is finishing it. So even though he's in exile, apparently he has enough research to continue with this and to try to finish that manuscript.
Yeah. So what is exile? Because what the fuck?
It feels like a paid vacation.
It does. See, on what is it whenever professors get like a year off and they have to research? God, what is that called?
Oh,
sabbatical?
Sabbatical.
Yes, sabbatical. He's on sabbatical extended. Yeah.
I was kind of reading some of your notes, Lily, and for the kind of going back to the printer at Snagoff, everybody else at Snagoff, including the abbot, was very much like, get everything to this monastery. We're going to save his soul. Seemed to be pro Vlad. But whoever printed these books blatantly was not. It was very much get rid of him. So would that not have been an odd place for him to be a printer at Snagoff if he's not pro Vlad?
I mean, it depends. I mean, he might not have, just because he was printing in Snagoff. I don't know. My thought about the abbot was that to trace what we've learned is we learned about the letters from Kirill, the monk, right? And then we've traced those to the letters from Stefan the Wanderer, right? And he's the one that says that these monks are transporting something. My thought was that the abbot's efforts to quote unquote save his soul were less because they were pro Vlad and more because it was something they had to do to like cover it up or stop the spread of vampirism or something like. Does that make sense? Like, my thought was more that they felt like they had to hide it in a sense. And so when they set off to find this relic that is supposed to save Vlad from becoming a vampire, it almost seems like he's acting in the efforts of the church, not necessarily in efforts of Vlad. So maybe when the printer, Iviranu, is making this book and the abbot is acting in tandem at the same time, maybe they're both maybe their efforts are both for the same good, right? Like, if the abbot can't find the relic that saves Dracula, then maybe this book that we're printing will find somebody who can do it, or at least get rid of him. I don't know. It seems like they could be both working on the same team and just not really realize it. Or at least that's maybe how I see it.
For me, the abbot kind of seemed a little corrupt. And it was, in order to do my ministries, I need money. Vlad's giving me money. So when people came to him and said, no, this is what Vlad is actually doing, it's actually really cruel and whatnot, he's like, no, actually, it's okay. We're not going to badmouth Vlad here. He can do whatever, even though it's bad, and we're going to pretend like it never happened. And then when somebody...
I think I saw it as covering it up as opposed to being like oh, Vlad's a fine person. You know what I mean? Like,
it's not that he actually thinks that Vlad's a fine person. It's a
money.
But definitely, I agree on the corrupt part.
And
yeah,
then there was another monk that like spoke out against him, and he got punished. And so the other monks,
I remember,
kind of learned we don't talk bad about Vlad here. And so it may not be loyalty to Vlad. It just may be,
CYA.
We're not allowed. Yeah, like
cover your ass.
This is something we don't talk about, and
I agree.
Yeah, and I'm sure because like the abbot said that he was only going to tell the location of the monastery they were going to one person. So I'm sure that the abbot has very loyal people that he can trust with this information, but I don't think that they're all just blindly Vlad is the best ever.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I do agree with that.
Yeah.
It was hard to follow that story.
I kept zoning out. I was like,
me too.
If it was given in a different way, it might have been less of a zone, but it just kept going on.
It was really funny because it felt like I was in grad school again. I was like, oh my God, this is exactly like grad school.
So to me, this part was like the part I love. Like I love.
You should have been a historian.
Reading the details. I would keep like reading them over and over and over. So I actually love the level of detail and the slow kind of story.
I'm an Aries. We don't like slow.
Normally I don't, but on certain things, like if ever I've gone to historical sites, I have to go early because it will take me so long to go through. I'll just stop and stare and think of all the things that happened here and the pieces of that room that they touched or whatever. It takes me hours to go through.
I like history and I like learning this kind of stuff, but it also needs to be, for me, presented in a way that I feel like progress is happening. Yes.
This was like reading an article.
Yeah.
Yeah, which, again, it felt like I was in grad school again.
I like articles, though. I had to read peer-reviewed articles for a job that I had, and I loved it.
I had to do that for psychology, and I was never good at it. My brain just, I don't know why. It zones out. I need information to be presented to me in a fun way.
Oh, really? No, I like the details, like tons of details, like all the little stuff I love.
I don't mind details, but it needs the presentation of it needs to be not, here you go.
This is what I meant when I made the joke that no wonder she's a historian. Like, I was like, this book feels like a historian wrote it. Like, sometimes it's very dry. I like articles like that if it's something I'm interested in. But for me, that's hard.
For me, it is like I'm very interested in this part of, Vlad, that part of history is really interesting. So this part to me was so much fun.
Yeah.
But I felt like Brittany brought up a really good fucking point about Vlad being beheaded, because typically in most vampire stories, that right there kills a vampire. So how the fuck is he a vampire without his head?
Yeah.
Kills a vampire.
Yeah.
I wondered that as well.
I was like, and obviously his head was presented to Mehmed and displayed. And so his head was literally detached. There's no disputing it.
Right.
So do we think somebody put him back together?
Frankenstein style? I mean, I guess, but still with that. Again, like on Buffy, you cut off a vampire's head and they're dust within seconds. So how?
I'm also picturing like, okay, so if the monks did actually take Dracula's body from Snagoff to the new monastery, in which I'm not even going to try to pronounce.
The Sveti Georgi Georgi. Sorry.
He
Georgi.
was his body moving around? Because the monks did say that the body tried to get up. And I'm just picturing.
Just in that one moment. Just in that one moment. It wasn't the whole time. I'm pretty sure if that shit started moving on their travels
just the one
back,
time.
and they would have been like, sorry, it's lost. We can't.
I'm picturing.
Just the one time.
I don't know how he would hear it, but I'm like, they said that maybe they hid the body in the woods if they had pre-knowledge of the people coming. And I'm just picturing them going, hey, Drac, we got some people incoming. Could you, go hide in the woods? And this just, headless body just getting up and walking out.
Oh my God.
Some kids playing nearby.
Yeah, just.
Oh my God. I think at that point, though.
Or better yet, hey, Jack, play dead. If you could just not move.
Yeah, because if he doesn't have his head, how would he bite them?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It does not make sense.
Yeah. And hopefully it'll explain it later. Again, I cannot remember.
The other question I had about, because we still haven't really gotten a definitive on the magic system here and how vampires work. So the other question I had was, why are they looking for Dracula's original tomb? Is he tied to his coffin? And I know that he wasn't actually buried at Snagoff. So if he was buried,
it's a good point,
at this other monastery, does that make that his original burial ground? And is he stuck there? And if he is stuck there, how is he biting people all over the world if he has to go back to his tomb every night?
But is it his tomb in the normal sense?
It's a good question.
I don't know. That's my point. I don't understand why they're looking for the original. He could have let me pick up my coffin and go elsewhere.
Well, he has to go back to St. Matthew every 16 years to do something.
He doesn't have to. He chooses to.
Well, to continue to be a vampire, he has to. Every 16 years, he has to continue to be undead. He has to go and do whatever it is he does. Maybe there's some sort of relic there, and it's not his coffin that they're protecting, but maybe there's some relic that can destroy him if it's destroyed.
I don't know. My impression was that he was going back as a tribute and that it wasn't necessarily keeping him a vampire.
Yeah, I don't think they told us that.
I thought it was in there that I'd have to go back and look, but that it was something that he did to continue to be undead. It seemed like it was some sort of timeline of
I don't recall it.
Necessity.
They told us that he goes back every 16 years, but I don't remember if they told us why.
I'll go back and look because I think I know the chapter. So I'll go back and take a quick peek just to make sure. But I thought they had actually said why, that it was something of necessity, that it was something that he did in order to maintain that, some sort of ritual or something that he had to do.
But my thing is that they are going on the idea that Dracula was buried, original burial ground in Bulgaria. And that's where Drac is, and that's where Rossi has to be. And so I assume that his crypt, tomb, whatever would be with him. Is he tied to that? Or can he just be like, I'm heading to America, I'll be back in 5 days?
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like the implication is that because of the book they found, because the book seems to imply that the important part is where the tomb is, which nobody can figure out. I think they just have taken this as, oh, well, that's what we need to find. Since nobody can answer it, obviously it's important to Dracula. That was my thought. Was there hasn't been anything explained about why he would be tied there.
That's I really need some more information, some definitive, this is what a vampire can do, this is what a vampire can't do.
They did tell us that they can become animals and possibly fog or mist in this chapter.
Yeah. And I just it just feels all so speculative. And yeah.
It is.
I mean, it is, but it's also set in the real world. And it doesn't really have a magic system because it doesn't have an official like magic society. They're looking at it from a point
They're
of
vampires. They have a magic system. I'm just saying.
Well, yes, but we don't get to see the vampire side of it. So
that's why I mean, it's all speculation because nobody knows.
You're looking at it from the boring human side.
Because they're not vampires.
But even then,
See, I could do like an Edward Cullen thing on this. And actually, to be fair, I guess in Twilight, the vampires could get their heads cut off and they would still be alive. Remember?
And they can put themselves back together. Yeah. You have to burn them.
I thought if you lose your head in Twilight, you die as well.
No, they have to like burn you to nothing.
Nope. You have to, if you just leave the head as is and don't burn the body, they can eventually put themselves back together.
But remember we talked about this, like when, like, can you cut them off? And like, is the arm like a sentient thing? Would it know that it's not attached? And remember it like crawled across
you don't
to
remember
like
this?
I remember they can lose body parts, but I thought we talked about like, I for some reason in my mind, it's probably because in the movie, when Carlisle gets his head ripped off, he's pretty much
it's
dead.
like a big deal. Yeah. Which is not what happens, by the way.
Well, it's Brittany, you, I know in there had not asked about a head. You had asked about hair.
The movie is wrong.
If we could stick it back on the head.
Well, because, it is established in Twilight that if you lose a body part, you can put it back on. But I thought they said that the head was different. Because, and hair is different.
No, because remember I asked if you could put it on the ass? Like if you could put it wherever you wanted?
Oh my God.
No, I don't remember that.
There's a scene, I think, where the wolves are describing killing one of the first vampires and then it just put itself back together. And the only way they can think of doing it was like separating the body parts as far as possible, I think. Maybe I'm making that up.
I remember that sort of, but also in my head, the head was still attached to the like torso. I don't know.
Oh my God, these are Twilight vampires.
Yeah. Well, it kind of makes sense that the head might be able to put itself back together. If you think of the vampires as like ghouls or spirits, because they're technically dead. So like the laws of human physics it doesn't work that way. Of course he can put his head back together. There's nothing running that circulatory system.
Yeah, but what would glue it back in place though?
I don't know. Sheer willpower.
Just have somebody sit on it.
The spirit of Dracula.
Okay.
I don't know. Spit? I don't know. What do you want me to say?
A little super glue.
I'm going to need Dracula to sparkle in the sun. Maybe we can get some sparkly glue.
No. Do not ruin Dracula.
Yeah, maybe Dracula has venom like Edward Cullen.
Glitter glue.
God, no. I'm pretty sure he would stake you.
We could get the black kind. It's really good for galaxy slime.
Ew.
Oh my God.
I'm sure Dracula would be fine with black glitter glue, right?
I think black is his color, so
probably. Yeah. I don't know if he wants the glitter though.
Or red.
Or red.
Yeah.
He's sneaky.
Oh, come on. You don't think that a prince would want to be sparkly?
No, he was sneaky. Think about it. He was sneaky. You don't want to sparkle. You give away your position.
Would Dracula think that glitter is little pieces of gold?
I don't think he would care.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. He would be like, oh my God, that's a relic. Oh my God.
One interesting thing though about him, which is this part is true, is when he died, I think he was between 44 and 49, depending on like your birth date and the death date. I think it was like a 1 month difference. Which when you really think about it back then, that's really old to not only be in battle, but to be in the thick of it, like
older
at the front of the line, which he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drac was definitely in the gym working out, making sure that he is keeping his body in shape.
Well, he's scaring the shit out of people, so he was probably just like, I'm going to be there and you can't stop me.
But I thought that was, that was interesting.
That is interesting. He's much older than I thought.
We'll kind of run through quickly. I mean, stop me if there's something you want to talk about, but kind of the history that they go over in this part of it. And we kind of get both sides. So we get what Stoichev goes over, and then we go with Stefan's story, which kind of relays the same information. But on the pilgrimage over, 2 of the monks are captured by the Ottomans, and they have their hands and feet cut off.
And salted their wounds.
And then they're killed.
For stealing and running, they say.
Right.
But they couldn't prove what they stole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They
stole the head.
They saw the bags of food, which I don't know, maybe that was his head.
Yeah.
And they thought it was the food. But let me see. They kind of talk about like the monastery once they make it there, and the fact that it was abandoned somewhat shortly after. I guess they stay there for a little bit. And then I haven't noted on here, but I can't remember that he never actually says, so for Stefan's tale, that he never actually says he took the body to Sveti. I was calling it Georgi, but you said Sveti Georgi.
Georgi, I think, is how they pronounced it in the audiobook. But yeah, I mean, it's George. St. George.
Sveti Georgi. He only calls it relics, which to me is an odd thing to call the body, unless you're wanting to put that in there to keep them from knowing what you are taking, unless, in case it's...
Well, saints' bodies become relics later, so it made sense in that way. Although he's not a saint, but yeah, I think your point that if they're trying to hide what they're transporting is accurate.
And then the letters break off. I guess there's 2 manuscripts, and they both break off around the same place, that a plague breaks out in the villages around there.
Mm-hmm. Which is totally vampirism.
Totally. Like, every time a plague is mentioned, I'm like, so y'all got eaten.
Yeah.
But not the fun way.
And the abbot says that they buried the body, but they didn't.
Yeah.
So he covers that up.
And he doesn't even trust the monks around him.
Yeah. It was a little hard to follow. Like I said earlier, it was a little hard to follow because at first what we're getting is the commentary of the scholar, and then he gives us like background and a little bit of analysis, and then we get the actual play-by-play from Stefan and
Zechariah or something
like that.
Yeah.
Because they keep talking about Sveti Georgi.
Mm-hmm.
But what if that is just a name, like an anagram they gave to the monastery they actually took him to, again, in case the correspondence was intercepted somewhere, because nobody knows where it is. They're assuming it was burned down or something. But what if it was some other monastery that still is in existence, but it's just under a different name?
I do think it's still around, or they built a monastery on top of it, like something like that.
Yeah.
I do think the place where this happens must still exist. So either the remains are there, or it didn't burn down like they said.
I mean, Rossi's supposedly there, so it has to exist. Otherwise, what the hell are we doing?
That's my theory. Yeah. I mean, it could be another building, but I have a feeling it's probably still a holy site.
Like, as far as Dracula is concerned, I feel like he's like, you want me to sleep in a nice posh hotel? Fuck no. Give me some stone monastery. I need holy ground. I need to be surrounded by holy relics and monks and just contaminate.
He needs his servants. Yes. Oh my gosh. They said they'll know when they get there because of a sign. When Stefan, I don't know if it was Stefan who said that.
Yep, it was.
He said that the place they were looking for, they would know because I think like evil and good would be on the same, would be the same or equal or something like that.
Balanced or something like that.
Yeah, and so I'm wondering if that's going to be our way to find this place.
Yeah, the sign will be clear there. The monster equal to the saint.
That's what it was. Thank you. A monster equal to the saint. So that makes me, which kind of goes with them calling his body a relic. If he's the monster that equals the saint, if they're sanctifying him, or not sanctifying, if they're consecrating. I forget, what do they call it whenever they make you a saint? Canonize? No.
Yeah.
God, what is the word?
I think it is when you like canonize a saint or something for Catholics.
Oh, okay. I thought it was something else. But anyway, maybe that was their way of, if they canonized him in their weird ritual, maybe he is a relic, technically. A living relic, an undead relic.
A beef jerky.
Beef jerky. Ugh.
Yeah.
But what kills me, though, is a lot of this stuff, especially when they get to the monastery, they're talking about it and reading it in front of Ranulph.
Yeah.
How, at this point, I was like, why isn't he reporting back completely? By the end of this, he is. But
yeah. Yeah, we see, what's his face? The smarmy ex of Helen.
Joseph.
Geza. Geza Joseph.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck is he doing here?
Yes. Geza Joseph.
Motherfucker,
get out of here. Why are you involving yourself?
Although Stoichev was hilarious when he starts giving a lecture on how manuscripts were made in order to bore Ranulph, so he leaves.
Yeah.
That was...
Yeah.
I'll just bore the fuck out of
Genius.
him, and then he'll go away.
He did a good job.
But did you notice that it was Brother Rumen that they noticed was there, that was listening to them, and they're like, oh shit. So would he tell Ranulph?
Depends. It depends on who he's loyal to. Maybe he could, if he thinks that they're a problem, he might. I mean, maybe there's so many possibilities here. Either he knows something that he shouldn't know, like about the story of Dracula, right? Or it could be political completely. It could be that he thinks that they're spies or enemies of the crown or whatever. Enemies of the state. I don't know. It could be either.
I just thought that was weird as a monk that he would like act in that fashion. I mean, it doesn't surprise me in a religious sense, but for the book, I guess it was a little surprising.
Well, we just found out that monks are not necessarily, and abbots are not necessarily always doing what's best for the community.
Oh, no. Absolutely not. No. I didn't think they were like good in that sense. But just as like political figures, it was, although I guess he could have been somebody that was inserted into that monastery for that particular reason.
Yeah. The religion, very few times in history has religion and politics actually been separated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
So, something we kind of skipped over was, what did you say earlier, Brittany? Oh, the amnesia thing.
Yeah. Helen was immediately like, I hate him. And I was like, that is exactly how I would have responded.
Yeah.
Just immediate anger, revenge plotting, like this is personal now for her.
Yeah.
She was like,
I mean,
she was like, my dad, I want to do this to screw my dad over. But I don't think she was in it because she actually really had a personal like stake in it.
Yeah.
And now it's like, Dracula ruined my mother's life. He will die.
Oh yeah, she was pissed. I loved it.
Yep.
She's gonna beat some ass.
Yeah. Which I couldn't remember. I don't remember which of us theorized that amnesia thing, but I was glad that we got the confirmation. Was it me? I don't know. I thought maybe it was all of us
you
together.
Brought it up, and then we were all like, "Oh, what if?"
That's what I was thinking. Was we kind of all theorized it together?
The potion thing, but
you did.
But, yeah.
I just I knew that he did something to him.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And I feel like that was one thing that I was thinking too, because Stoichev says at one point that he had a break in at his apartment when he was younger, and all of his research is taken. And then he finds a dragon book with blood on it. It ends up being his blood. But
it's being his blood type, not necessarily his blood.
Right, but
they didn't have DNA back then to say specifically that it was his blood.
True.
But let's assume that it was his blood.
True.
And what if he did said, like Stoichev, what if he set that whole scene up himself and cut himself and put his own blood there because he was thralled? what if all of them have done that? So Dracula wasn't there for Rossi or any of the others, that they were thralled and set the scenes up themselves and then left.
Well, it did make me question what happened with Rossi, because we only had that little bit of blood, and I was thinking, if Rossi just walked out by himself, can you imagine? What if he just went by himself?
There was blood on the ceiling, though.
Yeah, you could have flung it up there.
It's called a ladder.
Ladders exist.
Nobody checked with facilities.
What about the swooping shadow that came over the window that Paul saw?
That was definitely Dracula. The mist.
No, that was Rossi upstairs getting crazy with the capes. He was probably running back and forth in the window like, I am Dracula.
Oh my God.
Dracula.
Oh my God.
So does that mean that Paul was thralled into killing the cat?
Damn it, Brittany. Damn it.
Brittany. Paul's on our shit list all of a sudden.
He was already on my shit list anyway,
Yeah.
so.
There's the shit list and there's the shit list.
But isn't it still
Cheetos
isn't
up
it
top.
still Dracula's?
Oh God, that's horrible. And it makes me want to cry to think if the cat died at the hands of somebody that he loved and trusted.
Yeah. I hope that wasn't what happened.
I'm going to be sad.
Ultimately, though, isn't it still Dracula's fault?
Oh, don't cry.
No.
Paul wouldn't have done that.
I know, but the cat would have known that. He would have been like, I trusted you.
Let's choose to believe nothing happened to the cat. He just all of a sudden, it was quick and painless, you know? It was quick and painless. He didn't feel anything. It was Dracula's magic. Nobody got hurt in the process. It wasn't a thrall. It was just bam. What a tragedy, okay?
Okay.
And then he got a very beautiful burial.
Yes. Okay. Damn it, Brittany.
Brittany, this is your fault.
I'm sorry. You brought it up.
This is your fault.
I just brought
Look
logic
what
into it. I'm sorry.
you've done. Oh my God.
I choose to believe that Dracula did to Paul, and that Dracula attacked Rossi, and that Dracula attacked Hedges, and that Dracula attacked that dude's wife or fiance.
Yeah.
And that Dracula
God damn it,
also set up the scene, which I was really pissed at the police. They charged him for calling the police, and then they're like, no, you did this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
crappy.
ridiculous.
Man.
Based on flimsy evidence, because do you know how many people
Have the same blood type? Yeah, I had the same thought. I was like, okay, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
They were like, crazy old man. He was scared.
Mm-hmm. Well, at that point, he was young, though, wasn't he?
True.
Well, still, though.
Well, also, so we talked about the amnesia thing. I also wanted to bring up how sweet and like sad Helen's letters to the narrator are, and it made me really wonder what happens with Helen, because what if Paul is looking for her now, and she wrote these letters for the narrator saying she was looking for Dracula? What?
And it's been 5 years.
Yeah.
Or did she say that it's been 5 years
since she last saw her?
Mm-hmm.
So
it does.
When were these written?
I don't think we know yet.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So it sounds like it could have been she gave birth to the narrator and then was with them for a little while and then she left, maybe? I'm not sure, because the narrator doesn't remember her.
Yeah.
Really.
But the narrator does say that her mother died when she was young.
Yeah.
Not when she was
born.
I don't know exactly how old. Probably like, I was thinking probably 1 or 2.
Yeah, my thought was she was very young.
But even at 2, you would have a little bit of memory, potentially.
Maybe.
You could.
It depends. I can't remember anything from like 15 or younger.
A lot of people can't remember their childhoods.
I have spotty memories, but my memories go back to at least January of 1989.
That means nothing to me. I don't know how old you were in 89.
I was born in 88.
Holy crap.
Well, how the fuck do you remember that?
Yeah.
It was a very traumatic thing. It snowed for the first time.
What?
Did you say it snowed for the first time?
I remember it.
That is traumatic. I can understand that.
In Georgia. I like
oh my God.
I cried so much I wouldn't let my parents take me out of the car. And so they had a snowball fight in the snow while I sat in the car or, in the car seat or whatever. And they let me fall asleep. And then they were able to take me out of the car and put me in the house.
Damn, I don't remember
So I was terrified.
anything from that age.
No. Not even a semi-older kid.
I don't know how old the narrator is, but she barely remembers her mother. And Helen's writing her letters saying it seems like she wants to come back, but it almost sounds like Helen is trying to find Dracula, and there's this agreement that Paul is not doing that.
Yeah, you protect our daughter. But then Paul thought that she was dead too, right?
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like. Maybe he stopped hearing from her after a while, and so he assumed that she died.
I know, but wouldn't you go after her?
Yeah.
Well, maybe he didn't have a reason to until just now in the story. I don't know. Maybe he went looking for her, couldn't find her for a brief period when he stopped hearing from her, and then just assumed the worst. I don't know.
Yeah.
Especially if she was looking for Dracula. I mean, I'm sure.
The man is thick, so...
That's true. It's so true.
Yeah. Unless you're Rossi, and then, my God, he will go...
To the ends of the earth.
To the ends of the earth, yeah, to find you.
Well, I would like to think that he felt like he couldn't do that since he was taking care of their daughter.
Sure, we'll go with that.
True.
That's what I would like to think.
But then now he's like, she's 16, 17. She's
be
old
fine.
enough. I can abandon her now.
Yeah.
She's
Better travel with the boy.
Exactly. Let's get Cornflake in here and he'll take care of her.
It's only been 2 weeks since he abandoned her, and yeah, she's already getting into bed.
Oh my God.
With some guy that she
You're
never ever met before.
Well, Cornflake is just so beautiful. She said he looked like an angel. A monk, even.
A monk. A monk.
A monk. But, I mean, she didn't even get his pants off, and she was like, no, we're good. We got shit to do.
I know. Okay, so
amazing.
I think I've said this before, but every time I think about that line where she's like, he looked like a monk, I picture Aang.
Aang? That's so fair, because Aang is a monk. But Katara didn't care. Katara was getting in on that monk.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Aang had the sexy tattoos.
Are there sex scenes in Avatar?
No, but they have children.
Yeah.
Spoiler. In the second series, which is Korra, their children are parts of the series. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which their children are cool, by the way.
I don't know if Barley and the narrators would be.
No, they would be the most nerdy, lame children ever. Said the nerd who is currently still in school. Even though I already have a degree.
There's nothing wrong with lifelong learning.
It's the dumbest decision I've ever made.
What?
Why did I do this? Why do I always do this to myself? I don't know.
Because you love learning.
Well, when you graduate, you will be happy. It just sucks right now.
You're right.
The other thing that we didn't talk about is the marriage proposal.
Oh, yeah. How could we forget that?
Which I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You've known her for 23 days and you're just gonna no planning, no ring. You're just gonna be like, hey, would you like to marry me?
I love that Helen's first response was, Paul, you've known me for 23 days. Good for her.
To be fair, Travis and I only knew each other a couple months.
Yeah, and that's still crazy. I want you to know that.
And he was like, and it was off the cuff because I think he was going to take me somewhere to ask me. And I was like, I don't feel like going. And he's like, why don't we do this? And I was like, no. And so finally he was like, well, do you want to marry me? And I was like, I'm sorry, what?
He was trying to lock that down. He knew. That's amazing.
Oh.
And look at y'all now.
But yeah, so I was
Right.
he's just like, let's sit on this bench and I have no plans, but I can't not ask, will you marry me? And she's like, 23 days, Paul. 23. And he's like, damn, I can't take the question back.
I also love that
Can you
she
give
was
me an
like,
answer?
what will we do? How will we have kids? I've been bitten by Dracula. She's like, what are you thinking? And then he's like, well, did you want me to ask again later?
She's like, no, I'll do it.
She's like, I'll marry you.
No, it's fine. We're good. We can get married.
He
It's
could
fine.
not hold it in. He just had to ask her. I kind of love that.
I wonder though, she did point out, she's like, what if we had a child and it was contaminated?
Yeah.
And I was like, do we think the narrator is contaminated?
Yes.
Well, I had been wondering since we found out that Helen was bit. I've been wondering.
She's awfully stoic. Like the kid is. The narrator is awfully stoic. I feel like she gets that from, Grandpappy Drac.
Yeah. And I'm wondering, is the narrator eventually going to get a dragon on her shoulder?
Didn't she? Wait a minute. I thought when she was having almost sex with Oatmeal that it said she had a dragon on her shoulder.
No.
I
Remember
don't
that.
remember.
Not to my
I know that
memory.
Helen does.
Helen does, and we find out during the sex scene with Paul, or the sex poem with Paul.
Maybe it was Helen. Maybe that's who I'm thinking of, is Helen had it.
Yeah, because I don't think it's revealed that the narrator has one.
Okay, I bet she does.
I bet she does too. Doesn't even know it.
I mean, she should.
Or she's going to get one.
But doesn't that mark Helen as the ugly kid?
Well, she was the only kid. To be fair, she was the only kid.
Well, if they're all descendant, then what's her name? Ava had kids too. And it could have been one of them.
Then I guess one of her kids also has a dragon. It may be every family. If you have kids, one of them gets a dragon.
Yeah. No, it seemed to me like it could have been anyone in your descendant's family. So I don't know. But I feel like the narrator either has one or will get one.
The last thing I wanted to talk about was Helen says shit, and Paul's like,
yeah,
it's the first and last time she swore in front of me. And I was like, she must not really like you that much.
No, because she uses those cuss words.
No, she's a lady. She is a lady.
No, she's not. No, she's not.
She's
at all.
Princess of Wallachia and all that, but
she's a queen.
I think
part of the royal family.
Helen is a badass and considers herself above that.
Yeah. I definitely can see her like stumping her toe and going, motherfucker. Ah! And so I feel like if she's not going to show her true self in front of Paul, she doesn't really like him.
Yeah.
To be fair, they've known each other for 23 days.
He was probably a sperm donor to her Vlad offspring. She just needed somebody to facilitate.
Yeah.
Damn.
I hope that Geza finds out that they're engaged and is pissed.
Oh, I can't wait. I hope he gets his comeuppance.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
That bitch.
Yeah. So we end with him showing up at the monastery, and who Randolph is apparently called. But Stoichev kind of pretends that Dracula isn't buried at Bulgaria, and their search turned up nothing. So the info that he gives to Geza is wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's still going to follow him.
Which I
was like, good on him.
Which is why I called Paul thick. Because
he believed
literally, that. Literally, what he's saying is so obviously a lie.
Mm-hmm.
And Helen picks it up right away.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I do want to point out that when they're talking in the library and Paul's like, I'm not taking notes. Helen can do that. She's better at it than I am. I was like, ugh. But anyway, Helen picks it up and it's such clear code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is thick.
Dinkus.
And he doesn't get it.
Yeah.
How he's in academia is beyond me. I mean,
Everything's written down for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how is he Rossi's favorite?
Spelled out.
God. Yeah.
I bet he's not.
I mean, to be fair, his original dissertation was about
Dutch merchants.
Dutch
market
mercantilism.
trends?
Yeah, he's pretty boring.
Yeah. Anyway.
So now it's on to Bochkovo to try to talk with the abbot.
Where?
The new monastery. That's where they're going to go to look up
The new monastery.
I guess they've got like more information there that might lead to Dracula. So that's where they're headed to next.
And it's our last section of this book.
It is our last section. So
Yeah.
how do we think it's going to end?
I better get some answers.
Obviously, there has to be a showdown with Dracula.
There better be. Like, there has to be some semblance of Dracula in this. Although, if Helen...
We can't have a book about hunting Dracula and not find him.
I'm wondering if we'll run into Helen near the end, in present day, and she's alive. I'm hoping that.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for that.
What if you got to the end of the book and it was like, nope, we found the tomb. Dracula was dead all this time. There's no such thing as vampires.
Typical. Typical.
I will rage quit, scream, like, there better be some payoff.
I'm wondering what's going to happen. I think Helen is involved somehow. So I'm interested to see what happens.
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess we will end there, and we hope you join us for next week's episode, where we're going to be discussing the end of the Historian, chapters 65 through the epilogue. New episodes drop each week, and don't forget to check out last season's discussion on the bride duology, available now.
Please remember to like, subscribe, and follow us on social media. That like and follow are super important for us to continue to bring you new episodes each week. So please, please, please do so. You can also support us by joining us on Patreon. Thank you for listening to the Midnight Readers podcast. We'll see you next week.
Happy reading, listeners. Don't stay up too late.